Hello, lurkers, VOD watchers. Hopefully we're finishing the game today. So hopefully I'll be able to finish it quickly today. We're mostly the way there. I think we're 5 away, and then we've got the secret thing. It just depends how easy it is to work out Guy Hudson's affairs. There's also another one for Susan there. But I don't know. I have a few things here, but I don't know how to get them right now. Don't know how I'm gonna get her picture. That's what I should try and get next. I mean, maybe I can't get it yet. Like, maybe there's a picture of like all the secretaries or something. Like these three here. Maybe her too. Okay, so one of these is Brazil and China, right? I wonder, will this help? Oh yeah, because they built factories, so it's like divisions. Oh, okay. China. China, which is one of the companies created to trying to create to manufacture and distribute Roottrees candy. It was developed as part of Roottrees Everywhere initiative in the summer of 1979. During the late 70s, China began to go through a period of economic reform. This led to new opportunities for American companies, and the Roottrees Candy Company decided to pounce. Lang Hongbo, who was said to personally win over the Roottrees family and was owner of multiple textile factories, did not wish to import the ingredients and build a special factory to manufacture the candy in China. So instead, they made a deal to import bulk, unpackaged Roottrees candy and label it for not only China but additional markets. Hongbo, who was already in his mid-50s when the deal happened, only had daughters, and his brother Lang Hon-yu took control upon his death in 1986. After Hong-yu died in 1992, it passed on to the oldest child from the next generation, Lang Jinyu. Which might be her? This probably lead me to the same area. Yeah. But Roottrees Everywhere? Roottrees Everywhere was an expansion in the late 1970s. It coincided with some other large changes at the company and had mixed success. As far as you can tell, its different companies related to it were all formed in very different and sometimes haphazard ways. There's minimal organised information about the history of the expansion itself online, but you can glean the following. Roottrees candy had been distributed globally to certain markets, approved by allies as early as the 1940s. This included places like Canada, Mexico and select countries in Europe, most of the UK. Roottrees Everywhere involved Roottrees' expansion to other major markets that were assessed to be ready for Roottrees. This started before they had no share in Australia, Brazil, China and France. I forgot about France. Each of the countries had an entirely new company formed, mostly by making deals with local distributors and manufacturers. Roottrees Oz, Roottrees Brazil and China Roottrees. Oh, hi Kay. Your first message today got hit by it. That's pretty good. Okay. I think I'm on the initial lead of the last 5 things I've got to work out. So I'm getting quite close. Oh, I forgot France. I'm going to start with China. Lang Hongbo. You come across a website for Lang Thai Textile Corporation. A website for Lang Thai Textile Corporation. I should put that down. which is a company that helped expand Roottrees products to China since the late 1970s. The company seems very accomplished. Their site has quotes from many different reporters and news articles listed on it, nearly every language. It's also mentioned quite often on websites about Chinese businesses, but those mentions are company focused and not people focused and don't offer any information useful to your investigation. Kay would never get close because they don't even get to sit on the chair. Their page contains a very rudimentary leadership timeline with names that prove like the company has been in the Lang family for a long time. It kind of looks like a family tree. It goes back at least 250 years in some form or another. During the period where they began the Roottrees deal, Lang Hongbo, in China the family name comes first, so Lang is his last name, was the CEO. Oh, I'm actually looking at CEO. CEO was always a job description in this game, but early on it tells you there aren't any CEOs of Roottrees. It's done like a president's thing. But I'm actually going to be able to call someone a CEO. He died before the internet was widespread, so there's not much out there other than his name on the website. His younger brother, Lang Hongyu, is featured on the history section directly following. There's also the only mention on the map. The current CEO is a woman listed simply as Zhang Yu. The site doesn't list her last name, though she does appear in the family tree below Hongbo. Lang Tai has a few American logos on its page. One is the Roottrees logo, another is Tranquil Wilts, and the third is Peace of Asia. I should look up Lang Zhangyu. Wait, no, Lang Hongyu, I looked him up, yeah. Okay, yeah, same thing. Right? Yeah. Does Lang Zhangyu just seem to the same place? It gives me a picture, yeah. She's one of the mistresses. Lang Zhangyu in China, the family name comes first, and Lang is the last name, yep. It's a businesswoman currently running the Lang Tai Textile Company. She was recently... Oh, yeah, the new song. I will put it here.
Attention, Roottrees. This is 5-Piece coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Root of all your problems.
Y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your ancestors gave you, acting like you somehow deserve it, based on your family's creations.
But looky here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire someday, like that Madsen chick
And her two dads. My pappy's cleansing trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners, cause we didn't earn it. When all of your worth it came free with your name, you expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead, I turn my other cheeks and spread them. When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just try
It's,
to make small pursuits of real people.
This isn't that spoilers because it's the first thing you'll learn in the second part. It's by this rapper who came up publicly as potentially a Roottrees. And most of it is talking about Miracle Roottrees, which I won't spoil any of that, but yeah.
Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets, the only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Board. Your hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
Top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? For you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it.
I actually really like the chorus part of it. Like, I really like the way it sounds.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon thieves, you're the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon thieves, you're the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars.
I actually really love how this game has music. Yeah, I don't know many Eminem songs, but I do know it does sound like Eminem. Yeah, I don't know any of like the specific songs, but I actually really like it. It's probably like for people who actually listen to rap songs, it probably sounds like derivative sort of thing. But as someone who doesn't really listen to rap, I really like it. Yeah, the chorus is amazing. I really like how it says Root, which is like the Roottrees, like it's their company as well. Yeah. He's not like a very good rapper. In the actual universe, he's not. He isn't really a rich kid, because he's not really connected to the Roottrees other than by blood. So he's not a rich kid. He's just he's not seen as a very good rapper in the actual universe. I was reading some of this. She was recently listed an article on a website written by and for the women. The article, entitled "Empowered," the game is great. It's about the recent rise of women entrepreneurs in China. The article states that due to her lack of brothers, she was a younger sister. Lang Zhu took over as CEO of her family's company in 1992. After her elderly uncle was deemed unfit to run the company due to mental deterioration, this was apparently an extremely controversial move amongst the company's employees, and some of them, the article does not state how many, quit and wrote a letter stating that she must have coerced him in his vulnerable state. Since then, the company is performing well. Her nephew, who is currently her second in command, is expected to take over when she retires. In the meantime, the board's stance has been a twist on popular proverb. The article roughly translated as someone that has proven they can do something well can do it 100 times well. An unproven leader could doom us all. The article also offhandedly mentions that Zhang Yu was an early adopter of IVF and helped her sister have a child. So, oh, okay. There's an unsourced picture of Zhang Yu in the article. It says that it's been from 1992 when she took over. She was 45 at the time. It's been added to evidence. So, biologically, we're seeing it's her kid. A photo of Lang Zhu from a recent article about the growth of female entrepreneurs in China. She runs a business with many textile factories. Some manufacture packaging for American products. But, right, okay. Wait, am I assuming it's here? It should go in. Right, no, because I did find this wouldn't check in until after. Okay. I assume she's there? She could be there. I will find out more. Oh, also there's an 8-bit version of like the main theme in the game. It's kind of a secret here. You press the Game Boy. Piece of Asia is the American arm of Lang Tai, located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. According to their site, the Tai in Lang Tai translate to peaceful, so they chose their name in America to match. There are a lot of other companies listed here, too many to investigate, as very few of them seem to have any relevance. It seems Piece of Asia is nearly as accomplished as Lang Tai. They offer fabrics and clothes at wholesale prices. You don't spot anything out of the ordinary. The business is said to be owned by husband and wife Jerry and Linda Han. Their Chinese names are listed too, and from using an online translator, it seems that Jerry is Han Junwei and Linda is Lang Zhangyao. So that's Zhang Yu's sister, right? Oh, I missed the I on Zhenwei. Doesn't get me anything new. I need a picture of one of them, right? If I get a picture of... I don't know how to... Oh, they might... I haven't touched... these names. Jerry Han. Okay, yep. Jerry, Linda, and Mark Han. Appeared recently on a website called Focus of Philanthropy. Under the headline, Hanging with the Hands. The Hands were chosen because they donate significantly to causes that further Chinese American culture. Jerry and Linda were both born in China and fell in love during college. Linda's father led a large company. This article never names it after expanding to the US. Linda's father approved their marriage so long as Jerry took over the US portion of the business. Linda jokes that the entire situation is like something out of an Alanis Morissette song, with how ironic it all ended up. I was absolutely terrified to move to the United States, but my big sister was desperately in love with the idea. She used to have this Butch Cassidy poster on a wall and was obsessed with Robert Redford. But somehow Jerry and I were the ones sent here, and now we couldn't possibly imagine going back. When we had Mark, we never even considered giving him a traditional name. Meanwhile, my sister stayed in China and has thrived there. She doesn't even like visiting the US anymore. Our kids are complete opposite though. Mark couldn't wait to travel abroad as soon as he was old enough. He's actually in business school in China right now, working with my sister. Our niece, who grew up there, was the opposite. She couldn't wait to get there. She started calling herself Lucy Lang in high school and flew out as soon as she graduated. The name change apparently drove my sister absolutely loco. Lucy Lang is not exactly a common name, but it's not the most uncommon you've come across either. There are a few that came up with any such details, so it might be possible to narrow down your possibilities. I can change the last name. Lucy Lang is mentioned on a robotics website as part of Team Talenclaw. Team Talenclaw are one of the only two teams from the US participating in a new robot-based show in the UK. I bet this is an actual reference, sorry. Another Lucy Lang is part of a small women's a cappella group in Los Angeles called the Gin and Tonics. A third, Lucy Lang, works in New York for a business called Corporate Synergistic Solutions Unlimited. I wonder if any of these actually lead anywhere. Oh, we know this. Mid-Eastern. Robotics Club of Mid-Eastern University, their robot, also named Tanacle, has been selected for an appearance on the second season of a British television show focused on robot fighting. A small blurb mentions that the robot fighting leagues have existed for a few years, but they've been recently moved to televise it. Tanacle was one of the 2 teams selected from the US. The Robotics Club is a text-only site. You can only link from the university student section. The site seems like it's used mostly to announce the schedule to its members. The club is supposed to meet every Tuesday and Thursday, but the last 8 dates have all been cancelled because a few members of the team are currently in the UK filming. Another date from a few weeks back was cancelled for an interview with the school's newspaper. Good, because we can get that. At the bottom, the travelling members of Tanaco are listed as team captain Yaya Patel and supporting members Lucy Lang and Kurt Hauser. I doubt these people are relevant, but it'd be good to keep note of. Mid-Eastern. Was it the Herald? Yeah. Okay, that's good. The Herald is a story about the school's robotics team, Team Tanacle. It lists 3 students members and talks a bit about each of their history, including their interest in robotics. The only one that catches your attention is Lucy Lang. She grew up in China as Min Lang. But came to the US specifically to attend university. She says she grew up around the factory-scale machines that assembled products and would be shipped all over the world. The moving parts and automation fascinated her. However, as she has progressed through her major, she has become obsessed with smaller, more powerful hydraulics, such as the mechanism that closes Tanacle's weapon. In addition to robotics, she loves linguistics. One of her hobbies since coming to the States has been collecting accents. In her spare time, she practices not only removing any trace of her native inflection, but also quickly switching between multiple different regional accents. She feels her personal best is Southern Belle, but her favourite is the Valley Girl due to its use in popular culture. The article has a picture, now in your evidence. This is a photo of Lucy Lang, aka Lang Ming, Talon Claw. The robot she worked on at Mid-Eastern University. You found it in the school's newspaper. I think that should be that. I just need to get this pair here, which I don't know who it could be. I assume... Oh, I need to look at Brazil. It's probably going to get me somewhere. Roottrees Brazil, sometimes erroneously referred to as Roottrees Brazil, is one of the companies created to manufacture and distribute Roottrees candy. It was developed as part of Roottrees Area Initiative near the beginning of 1979. Unlike some of the other Roottrees Everywhere results, Roottrees Brazil seems to be a success. You do some rough translating and find a significant amount of information about it. Brazil was the only region in which caviar fillet with 5 pieces, released at the end of 1978, were a hit. The primary reason was that the factory still exists to this day. Is solely to create that flavour, which comes in its own standalone 5-piece bag with Portuguese writing. A small team named Alvalagos, in the Municipio São Bernardo do Campo, became the location chosen by Roottrees Candy Company after newly elected a local politician named Edson Soares heard that they were planning a new factory and petitioned them in early 1979. The factory was controversial as locals did not want it there. The Roottrees visited Brazil around Christmas and managed to break ground on the project. Since then, however, it has been operating relatively smoothly, except for two incidents. The first was Encenado do Bordo in 1982. Incident of Border? No, so that's capital B. And the second was an unsuccessful strike in 1995 and involved all the factory workers being replaced. The factory was originally built and run, according to paperwork at the time, by a small company called Nova Corporação de Doces Brazil, which literally translates to New Brazil Candy Corporation. The company no longer exists, not much information has ever existed about it, and the Roottrees now run Roottrees Brazil entirely. São Bernardo do Campo is a real place in Brazil, where games designed by the name of Jeremy Johnson looked up cities in Brazil that had a lot of manufacturing, so they could place a fictional factory there. Okay. There's so many things like this where the game designer, you look up something and it's like, oh yeah, the game designer just likes this. That's really interesting. It's not ever relevant, but it's like cool. Edson Soares was a Brazilian politician who found a dissertation published by a college student as part of their PhD in history. It focused on the rise of democracy in Brazil. It seems up until 1988. Brazil was run by the military, and the politics during that time were often a hotbed for corruption and nepotism. The paper tells of a few politicians at the time, including Edson Soares. Edson is a former mayor of Alvalgos, Brazil. Before politics, he was a manager at an automotive manufacturing plant for a major American car company. He was put in charge of Alvalgos by a military government in 1973. As mayor, he used his manufacturing background and knowledge of American business to establish new factories, distribution plants, and other business ventures in the area. Kay, we know you like corruption and nepotism. The CEO of Sale's title has been passed down through the Borowskis for years, for centuries, for millennia, possibly. So we know your secret to success is nepotism. And, don't even get me started on the corruption. You can't... Poor Lava and Ponky, they go into your chat and they just get timed out. It's despicable, really. He was a manager of automotive factory for the military government in 1993. As mayor, he used his manufacturing. I'm not the police force. Cabo's police force are so cool. As mayor, he uses manufacturing background and knowledge of American business to establish new factories, distribution plants, and other business ventures in the area. This has two side effects. First, he became quite rich. Second, many locals were forcibly relocated. Private militia. I like this K-law, it's quite good. I like how the hierarchy works here. This did not make him a popular mayor. In what the paper speculates was a move to counteract his unpopularity, his wife Sonia was discreetly put in charge of a television station called Teleread. He often used this connection to ensure supporters would appear on local television, spouting his beliefs and emphasising his political victories. He remained in office until 1988, when he was defeated in the first election after the military government was no longer in control. After this election loss, he quickly left the town behind. It is not known where he has gone, but the dissertation even speculates he likely fled to stay alive. So Sonia Soares. But says that this is fun. However, Spider such does return a page to the list news anchor in Brazil named Flavio Source. There's a mother called Sonia. Oh, that must be. I don't think Flavio's a real name, is it? That was XX_Flavio_XX.jpg, I think, or .pdf. Flavio Soares is a young Brazilian newscaster with a bit of a cult following. The discourse surrounding him is, to put in polite terms, lewd. There's a website about something called fanfiction that has a small section dedicated to him. It seems that women, and some men, of a wide variety of ages and writing skill tend to find him worthy of inclusion in their stories. You skim some of the tales and learn that a common thread is that he's currently dating a supermodel named Ashley York. Many stories either seem to ignore her existence or get her out of the picture rather quickly. There are also other more traditional fan sites that list some things about him, including his age, 18, his zodiac sign, Libra, his favourite food, grilled steak, and his mother's name, Sonia. It also seems that Flavio translates to golden haired. Okay. Oh, there's a Wild Teds in chat. Actually, it's probably more like Moon Bear, because it's the Teddy Ursa line is about moons. Yeah. One website with a signed publicity photo of Flavio seems to confirm this. The photo has been added to evidence. To Natasha, cases from Brazil, Flavio. Flavio says this is a signed photo of him sent to a fan you find online. So this is Flavio. Is Flavio his actual name? I guess he's presenter, possibly. I guess not presenter. Is Brazilian news anchor. News anchor. What was her name? I guess I don't know the maiden name yet, but Sonia? Oh, I can probably tell. Oh, she's probably in the secretary thing. And the where did I get it? In my notes. Edson. Okay, time to check the list of secretaries. What was I looking for? Sonia. It will be when he went to Brazil, essentially. Christine Brown, Christine Garland. Join my fellows, Beth Knox. Queen Shorts. Doris Mays, Lisa Lewis, Valerie Ewing. She might not be here. Sonia. No. If she's not here, it does make sense, kinda. I wonder, if I look at the dev's name, do I get anything? Like, he seems like he probably would put something, I assume. Ah, this game is clearly inspired heavily by Obradin and her story. I hope it stands on its own and that it feels more like a homage than a ripoff. Thank you to Lucas Pope and Sam Barlow. You both ran so that I could walk. It's also inspired by my participation in the World's Largest Trivia Contest on 90 FM in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Thanks to everyone who organises that competition year after year. Shout out to Poor Tessie Frozen Pizza, which I've never tried but I've heard so much about. And lastly, it's inspired by a core memory I have browsing Beanie Babies Mortal Kombat fan sites somewhere around 1995 on my local library's dial-up connection. Thanks to the patient librarians in Bethel, CT, who took the time to explain the internet and help change my entire life. It's not Ponky's Pizza. I feel like I bet Ponky's Pizza, before they cook the pizza, they'd eat the cheese off it. If you're seeing this message, please come to the game's Discord and simply type "I found the thing," all in capital letters, in the "I found the thing" channel. Discord can be found on the game's main menu. It's pretty funny. Oh, it comes when you search inspirations, I guess. I just search the name. Would it come if I just search Obradin? Yeah, makes sense. Well, I guess so. No, because I looked at Sonya Swords and I didn't get anything. Oh, Teleread. Teleread is a former television station in Brazil. It came into being in 1970 after a vacuum was created due to the removal of different network at the hands of the Brazilian military dictatorship. Due to a lack of resources online, you don't have much to go on about who ran it and when. Maybe Ashley York? Ashley York is a British supermodel who does ads for perfume, dancing and jewellery. She's been the subject of some controversy in the past months, having been protested by PETA for wearing the fur on the cover of some magazines. She's dating a young Brazilian news anchor named Flavio Soares, which has brought them both somewhat into the limelight. Some. Wait. Is she going to be in Picotee? No. He might, though. He might. Flavio Soares. No. It feels like I got Picotee once. I mean, she might. Both these might be in Teen, right? Teen Blast. Oh, Ashley York, a British model, appeared on the cover of Teen Blast wearing a fur shawl 3 months ago. This appearance doesn't lead to any useful information, but other more recent appearances in text only mention she's dating Flavio Soares. I think we should make the K stream more like a dictatorship. I think you should have to redeem to say messages, so it costs you channel points. And if you try chatting without paying the channel points, you just get banned. In it, a Team Blast reporter has how they met. I was in Rio for a carnival and he was on one of the parade floats. I had no idea who he was, but I liked what I saw and I told my people to invite him to the party I was going to. I felt pretty stupid once I realised that we were going to this party. Well, his mother's party. She runs a media empire down there called Transmissa Paulo. I'm definitely not going to approve any messages. I think it should only be those in power who can speak. Transmissa Paulo is a massive media group owned and run by a mysterious woman named Sonia Alves. Bingo! It seems Sonia Alves is a common name in Brazil, so she has shortened her name to Nia to stand out in the public's eye. According to a history page that is focused on a company and vague on search for details, Nia received a significant inheritance in 1980 and invested in many different manufacturing businesses in her hometown in Brazil. At the same time, she had just begun to learn the ins and outs of running a television network. I think the actual bars just to get how one successful. I want. Well, if you split it up again and then only a half of that, that means you basically get another chocolate bar. You get 2 chocolate bars for the price of 1/2 of an original chocolate bar. According to the history page that's focused on a company in Vegas, I will look this up. She continued to work in television until 1988, when Brazil began its period of reform. She felt this was a perfect opportunity to launch her own media company using her investment in connections. Now her company owns television networks, magazines, newspapers, and advertising firms. After doing some translating, the page about Nia lists her as unmarried. It does not go into any other relationship history, such as in Nia online that you learn she stays at the spotlight. She doesn't even appear at shareholder meetings. She sends a proxy. But Sonia Alves is here. What is she, CEO then? Like what? She's CEO, right? She owns television networks and stuff. She's not a CEO. I don't have a picture of that yet. There's gonna be one with Edson Saws. If I just search Nia, does that get me anywhere? No. Not for now. I really need to get more things on Guy. And I think it's going to get me more pictures of secretaries. Which is going to be useful. And I think I need to do that next. It gets me pictures of these two and I need pictures. And I need a picture of her and I need 2 pictures of Guy still. So that's kind of my next step. There's also a picture of Zach that I don't have. So I'm going to go back to Mania. Where's that? Where's the conspiracy website? Because I feel like that might help. Possibly. I mean, it's not related to Guy, is it? I'll take Guy Hudson. No. I mean, that's the best way I'm gonna get to more president stuff. What was it, RT29? I should have made a better note of that. Where did I put it? There's gotta be some... Wait, who's Greta Flores? Greta Jones. Oh, yeah, that was just for that. I should just search RT29 again. This was old, but it's... There was an update to this. How far back did I search it? I swear I didn't even search it that long ago, but I guess I'm wrong. What are you checking? There's a widget if you're trying to check like your balls and stuff. You're trying to check like what matchup is. It's the Gen 1 fighting, it's the lowest evolution. Oh, there is a way. They changed it. If it doesn't respond, it means you have it, I think. Because they want it to be less spammy. It only responds if... Wait, if I do it, I don't have it, so if I do it, it should... Okay. Well, it means you've had it. Because it didn't respond, but it responds when I don't have it. It doesn't respond if you do have it. I need to... Well, why have I lost it? It must have been somewhere, right? Like it... Why isn't it in my history? Chris Rafferty. Yes, yeah. How do I get to the conspiracy website? Gaza... Guy Hudson. No, this isn't the conspiracy website, but it is close. We definitely should, but I don't know what conspiracies we really have. Like, everything we say is true. Nap is a toilet cat, that's not a conspiracy. Your CEO of sales, that's true. Like, I don't think we ever spread in conspiracy that aren't just actually true. Why have I lost the conspiracy website? Like, I have this one here, but there was a new one, I swear. Did I have it? Wait. What was his... What was that guy's name? I put it in the K thing because I had a tab and I just put the name there for some reason. But it's not. I don't have my old notes now. Wait, what was Type Help the Itch game that you recommended? Was that the game I was thinking of? It wouldn't be, no, the guy's name wasn't on the old evidence. I could technically save and quit and go to my go to my main save. Continue and then go back to the old save. And I can I can just save it, remember it. Oh, I had a good idea for a K emote. You know, on the GIFs, when it's like, but here's the looker, where it's like K looking really Mayberry looking really suspicious. I think you should have something like that. Because there's kind of something with the drinking one when it looks to the side. I've kind of used that as a suspicious one. But it doesn't have the vibe. I really like the blush emote you have now. Where's the K tab? K. Thomas Overwood. 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 New page, okay. Okay. I looked this up at some point, but I couldn't find it, I'm pretty sure. All your emotes are great. They're all so good. I should probably read this. I've read it once, but I'll just skim over it in my head. Guy's not dead. Let's go. Okay, I'm so glad I checked that. That gave me the missing pages. The Guy's Not Dead conspiracy stems from a website that focuses on clues that Roottrees have supposedly hid all over the place. There's clues on candy wrappers, in print advertising, in television commercials, in their jingles, etc. The story, according to the website, is that Guy Hudson was a terrible president of the Roottrees company and introduced multiple failed products. Something needed to be done or put the company immediately and instantly back in favour of consumers, so they killed off Guy Hudson and replaced him with a new president. I tried making emotes of my paper bag OC. But I just didn't like the way they came out. I just really struggle at drawing emote sort of things, because you have to make it readable from afar, and that's not a skill I have really. Like, in terms of faces and things. I'm alright with silhouettes from afar, but it's a completely different skill. The story, according to the website, this movie immediately garnered sympathy, and the company recovered next year. The next president stayed much further out of the limelight, and some people even theorized he was simply Guy Hudson in an elaborate disguise, which is why he stopped appearing in public. I did make a heart emote for a streamer once, and that's the one time I think I made an emote I'm happy with. The people who run the site asked if they're certain that there's a clue or this accidentally in a bandit article of the magazine Picketing. On their page, there's a scan of the magazine's cover, the interior of Sizey Sanchez about Kai Hansen, and some photos. You add them to your evidence. This is going to be really important. Whoa. Whoa, these are the guys. Who's that? You're hidden. The photos from the first magazine issue Picketing, Picketing is not labeled in individual photos, but photos are in section Stacey was provided these photos by the Roottrees company for use in a book. In the back of the photo, there was a Christmas tree. There is. And that's important. But this is definitely you. Right? You look the same. This would be you. Does this mean you're Christine? You kind of look the same. Well, obviously something is wrong here. Wait, you could be Christine. No, I mean you can be Susan. And then we have another guy. Hold on, trying to make me tricky. To be so comfortable with the expressions, I actually learn a lot. I really struggle with that cartoon sort of style. I think the closest I've gotten has been the one chibi I did of my Witch OC character, and drawing Ponky as the as Putt-Putt and Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam. But I think that was easier because Ponky is kind of defined. Like, if you're drawing cartoon Ponky, you draw him just cartoonly because he's Ponky and with his hair. Like, there isn't much more expression you need to do for to make something look like Ponky. I don't know. No, Ponky. I put them in Ponky's channel a while back. I'm sure they're somewhere, like whatever his art channel was called, or like media or whatever. It'd probably be there somewhere. Ponky's profile picture on Discord, he used the Putt-Putt one for a while. That's definitely the best one of the three. I did them whenever he was playing those games, which was a few months ago, I think. If that helps you narrow down the search. I actually need to re-download those because I lost everything off my phone. Because my phone broke, so I've been re-downloading all the pictures I made. And it's hard because I haven't put them in like the same place. So it's hard to navigate which ones to download. This one here. This photo is the first from a magazine interview with size essential as Piketty. The issue is Piketty magazine that came with support from the shelves. We managed to find it online. Piketty's isn't only a bit about photos for Sizey was provided this. Okay, yep. But this should. Okay, we have Zach. And we have the last guy. And hopefully. Okay. That isn't you. Or this could not be your job anymore. Maybe? I've got something wrong. I don't know what though. I think it may be this. Like, CEO doesn't seem right. But she's like a news presenter, right? Well, she's not really. She owns... Yeah, news anchor's not correct. Her son's a news anchor. Media mogul? I did it. Okay. I've gotten all the labelled ones. I just got to do the secret one at the end. That's everything optional as well, I think. So it should just be the secret one, which I think is probably Ruby Sprat. I've got to read the article, which I haven't yet.
Hi again. I know you probably thought you were done. But it turns out what you're doing here might have some pretty major repercussions on the family tree.
Again. Also, there's something really strange happening. I can't explain it.
Neither of us can.
I'd call it a simple misunderstanding, but it's digging at the pit of my stomach. I just have a feeling. Clark?
Last week, let's just say being the president, sometimes people bring me things.
Just skip to the important part.
Right. One of our janitors brought me some hair she'd found in Ruby Sprat's trash. It was Bonnie Hudson's.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. It's...
Bonnie is Guy's sister. She'd sent us her hair to test potential Roottrees, since her DNA is closest to Guy's. But Ruby threw it out, and I wasn't sure why she would have done that. Especially right before we began testing the tree you provided. When I asked, she told me she thought the samples needed to be fresh every time they did a test.
It seems really odd. Ruby was the one who convinced us to do DNA testing in the first place. She seemed so knowledgeable. You've done more of a deep dive on these people than anybody else has. Clark will keep a closer eye on the DNA test. You have an eye for anomalies. We need you to find the smoking guns.
If there's anyone you're 100% positive can't be a Roottrees,
Or any you've got definitive evidence are Roottrees, then we might be able to catch Ruby in a lie.
What? Oh my god. Oh, there's so much more. There's so much more. Possible Roottrees. It's a Roottrees blood relative. It's not a Roottrees. Might be a Roottrees, but it's impossible to prove. Yeah, they just added an entire new thing that wasn't in the previous thing. I have to question which one of the ones that could actually be Roottrees. Like, I have to put a tick or a cross. Or a question mark. A new section of the tree has been added for Ruby to fill out. Now's the time to review all possible Roottrees and input into selections. You'll then be able to end your search and reveal the truth. You have 13 possible Roottrees left to identify. Okay. I can probably... I may be able to find them quickly. I will check. Okay, yeah, I think I found them. I'll DM them to you now. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, Dispute and Discord, like, they trigger each other. It was really hard to test, 'cause I almost typed Dispute, into my Firebot, but the actual, like, command would have read my own messages, and it would have, like, looped. It would have went into a feedback loop. I don't know how... This is so confusing. I think Frank Williams must be a Roottrees. Without a doubt. Right? So if I cross him off, it crosses all those off. Why are these two separate? Because they're in the... They might not be actual Roottrees. These might not be related. So I think these must be might. Wait. Found 2 out of 2. Found 3 out of 4. Huh. Yeah. I have checked it, but I almost didn't. Like, I almost trigger it constantly, like, feedback looping itself. I think this must be a... There's another one here. What is there? 6 pieces? Yada yada yada, right? Is there anything... 2? Why is it... What about 2 pieces of information? I haven't even read the Piketty things yet. Smith... Go Hudson. I don't want to read this right now. Like, this is great and all, but it's not going to help me just yet, because I want to confirm the ones I already know. Who would have evidence? The book would have evidence. But what would they have? Like... Wait. Wait. I missed this last time.
From her starting days, imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart in part, I'd never be alone. In my heart I'll always be the son of...
So, wait, James? I mean, this isn't relevant right now, but I guess I missed that before. Is that how I'm supposed to know Joan Monroe? I just kind of guessed that before. Joan. Oh, you have to use rhyming. Shown, unknown, alone, Joan. Okay. I think that's the only thing I miss. How am I supposed to confirm this? I think it might for now. I have all the smoking guns of these two. But I think they're might because they're adopted. Let's check. Remember was singing Whisper in the years 1949, okay? She adopted 2 children in the late 1940s, Nick Stewart and Mark. Option 1949. There's been a recent first adoption in a matter of go from the system to adopt Stewart. Her other son was adopted later. You can sing among one adoption like under. Okay. So 49 is the latest. Is that? Are we using dates? She's mentioned 2 times. So the first visit from 1949. That's 2. Is that wrong? But she's up to 2 children in the late 1940s. Nineteen 1984, stroke. And the instance of transition to an uncle or a second solution option for a torn recently. Wait. The children, like, they're similar ages. They're only a few years apart, potentially. Not old enough to be different. So, she had one with Miracle in the first visit in 1949. But by 1953, that doesn't line up. That doesn't... Right? Like, if I... Where's the picture of the here? Virginia Clementine comes up and her husband is like this. I mean, maybe. I think he can't be. Like, he just can't be. He's not a Rootree. We have 6 pieces of information here. Okay. I think he... Is this why he mentioned Tostarito Jacobson? Because he is. I think he's got to be. Right? Like, Tostarito, it relates to Lucinda Jacobson. Lucinda Jacobson, Baskerville in 1950, it makes sense when 1949 visited then. It makes sense, 1950, yeah. Marygraph. Yeah. Tostarito Jacobson. He's higher than the Sparrow. At least Tostarito, like, at least, the Miracles thought he was real. And Miracle would know. Probably. Hopefully. David Fellows. Oh my god, there's 11 out of 15. There's so much in him. Which makes me think he must be. I mean, I guess there could be evidence that, like, contradicts itself in a way. Does it make... Yeah, it would make sense in, like... Let's find the age, right? So... Wait, we know the age. Kinda. Because there was that... Yes, I can jump, right? That would have been in 1994. So he's 17th is 1994. So that'd be 1977, right? 1977. And if he's born in 1977, company records are that she was Joanna Fellows. Guy Hudson replaced Ernie Jr. 1977. That makes sense, right? Like, I don't see how that can... This is so much more difficult than the rest of the game. Like... He said his mother Joanna was Zach Warner's secretary when he retired, and that Guy Hudson's secretary for only 1 or 2 weeks before she quit. His parents divorced when he was 4. Grew up when 16. Like, he's a liar. He lied about his age. Why? Because the truth is, he wasn't born. Yes, madam. The Mixer has quite in 1992 at the earliest, but I was put in the theatre and have seen the movie on his 17th birthday. Which means he was born 1985. 2 years earlier than it could have been. Because Guy Hudson was not the second in power at that point, so he's not a Rootree. Okay. Are these going to be not related? If they have the same bullets, same smoking guns. So this value at the time. Christine Farrow was hired in 1976 and then married in 1977. And Steve Garland, Mr. Ruby, he's been giving lessons for the last month so that he can keep an eye on his son. The third was a nice little side look. So Zimmer. This is so confusing. Chef signature. 1998 issue at the cover. Survivors named small. Mostly have Samantha Robert, who is 3 years younger than James. That's what I'm getting from this. Right? I mean, I don't think I have no idea what's going on either. They added like a whole new element to this, and it's so... You have to evaluate everything you've read. Like, everything you know about these people. Have I looked up Mark Zimmer? Like, have I just looked him up? I haven't. Oh, okay. A new PDF. This could be very important. Kitchen tells the story based book credit to Mark Zimmer. Has some more to talk show. The book clearly split there. So one book thing. Also, known mentioned something which focuses on cooking with natural ingredients. Mentioned that one of Fitch's toast recipes uses salt water, and only a site is going to scan of that recipe, which is added to your evidence. She says, if you switch out the salt water in the recipe for a mix of 2/3 spring water and 1/3 filtered seawater, it tastes great. The platted loaf. Okay. But seems to disappear from that. You found a scan of how once it. Is this the last smoking gun? It is. Platted loaf. For years, two bakers, Flour and Yates, flirted. They grew it. Flour and Yates? Not relevant, it's Mark Zimmer's story. She was salt and pepper beard, they had all rosemary cheeks. They felt sweetly about one another, that he was one of the West Flour was tasted meant to salt of bread. The recipe asked to provide flour, sugar, olive oil, rosemary, and combine the salt and water going out of the mixture. Okay. It was 12 years later that they met again, seemingly by fate. Flour's unique dough had earned a position of king's personal baker. Yates had found success well. He booked for the king in 45. This isn't relevant, right? Unless this is poetic. How? Oh my god. Antonelli's. Wait. Where's the story of... Like, wasn't there a story somewhere? Like... There's so many things going on in my head right now, and I can't even, like, silence which ones I want to listen to. Mark Zimmer, both local businesses, they disconnected that, right? She and her husband Steve, who was a chef, met years ago when she said, although they grew apart when the restaurant switched suppliers. The recipe is the secret. The recipe is the secret. They grew apart. Yates Isabe, which favourite should be unfair. She cried Yates, added more salt to her dough. 10 to 12. Oh, it was 10 to 12 years later they met again. Seeming on the very fate. So, what year were they born? 10 to 12. They separated with each other. So, one day the return from the Dutch Isles were good fortune. With those of them sent to the Palace Bakery to teach them. The King. The King is Guy Hudson. The King is Guy Hudson. I think you aren't. No, you are. No. One of you is and one of you isn't, and I don't know which one. The gift had already been prepared, but she had not been made aware of the gift and had already prepared buns for the palace outwards. She wished to greet Yates warmly, but struck by fears that he would be unable to bake with her, that she'd face retribution for being unprepared. She cried to Yates, adding more salt to her dough. Cut the dough to equal pieces and lightly sprinkle salt across the top of only one of them. Yates eased her pain, since she had no to prepare for return. She thought it impossible, but he shared her fear of retribution. He knew if they did not solve her predicament, they'd miss their final chance to bake together. In the end, instead of wallowing in the present, they worked together to shape the future. They twisted and twined their doughs and baked them as one. Thus was born the plaited loaf. Were quickly spread in Snoo's light, the king's decree, unrolled with parchment, was that it would be considered delicacy, roll and twist. You are and you aren't. Because you were 3 years later. They travelled for 45 years and settled down for 15 more. Their souls were golden, with no regrets. Lastly, baked 45 minutes. Yeah. So, like, that's so weird. You are going to be related to the IVF thing, right? Like, I think I do believe you are, for now at least. This is turning out much longer than I expected, because I haven't even, like, I don't even know what this could be. Feeling this person is optional. Okay. I think he must be, unless, I mean, there's more here. Because the IVF thing wasn't real. It was to hide Guy. I just realised something. He's not developing flavours. He's not developing flavours. He's paying them. Why did I not realise this? And we know that this 1980, 10,000 a month. Because he's not developing flavours. He's paying like alimony. Well, I guess not alimony. Child support. He's paying child support. Or maybe also paying to cover it up. Guy thought she was a Rootree, so therefore she is a Rootree. What does inconsistencies mean? Is this anonymon? Two out of three. I can't find these clues. It's like impossible to find. Wait, did I ever look up just like Nia Owls? Because I always looked up Nia, but I never. Okay, that just leads me back here. Something else coming in Brazil. Wait. Business watch? Okay. Is that the other? Because I haven't looked at this. It is. Okay. This is fresh in my mind now because I did this one most recent. Nia Owls moves many forms of media in Brazil under the umbrella of Transmiss Paulo. 2 times special relevant appearance seems to be an article about the struggles of American media company. Private identity is supposedly once used their connections to have a report of fired from a railway network and blacklisted. Chavez claims that this was a shutdown of story he was doing about her past life occurred in marriage in 1973 and not of her own choice. His research claimed that she essentially had her husband forced upon her as a child right at the age of 15. Child roles was not outlawed in Brazil until 1990. It also claims that past appearances with her husband have been for show. They did not live together and that she resents her own parents for the arrangement. The final claim was that she must have made her money under the table through nefarious and possibly illegal means during Brazil's dictatorship. As his research uncovered that she could possibly have earned enough to start a media company. Always after she could not have earned enough to pay. No, she could have. She could have because of Guy. Because Guy was paying for Strawberry. You are Strawberry, right? You are a blood relative. Oh, I haven't even read this. I probably should. Right. All the way. If I click these in, does it automatically go through? What? What? Oh no. Oh no. That's why they're in the rectangle. Because we don't know. I finally understand the rectangle. I've only just understood it. Oh, that's actually genius. This game is so cool. Like, they just put this in the beginning and you don't know what it means. I mean, I won't have information from them because I guess I'd have to get new stuff. Let's see if I can confirm these. Pixie page 2. He was a president, right? Do you know why he never released himself? If I had to guess, his family rights put a stop, and don't should be found out. What can you tell about the family? And he's like, the circus with Sam Addison. If I to show Roottrees Brazil, Australia, France, and China. Some of the daughter of his business partner in Australia, I think her name was Robin. Who? Who's Robin? I guess they're not related. That's just like they had a daughter already. It's funny to say, but I did. So much as guys' affairs and treats them like whisper logically to treat them like the intelligence was a problem for Patricia. When his first way approached me, though, it wasn't to talk. If you get my reasoning, became a meaning on paper and in public, it was marriage like any other. But in reality, it was more a mutually beneficial arrangement. Gotcha. They both got what they wanted out of it. The same thing. Did Patsy sleep with people then? Well, I guess they wouldn't be Roottrees, so it doesn't matter. Women, Patricia enjoyed the company of women, and the swinger scene made that more accessible. I told her I wasn't interested in her and Guy. Yeah, so Patsy tried going with Sisley. So many lesbians. So this the next question would have been whether or not her husband actually had to be there too. Guy, on the other hand, was seen in a traditional marriage and at the same time could bend any woman you found charming. I can assure you that was exactly the type of marriage he was interested in. I should probably try and find these, because I don't know when does it end when I mark all these off? Oh, this helps. You're an onomom. Well, I guess you are an onomom. Right? Which I think is just don't have anything there. Who did I think it was? Anonymom. Where did I put it? Beatrice Watts. I think it was Beatrice Watts or Corinne Schwartz. Let's look at both. Right? Maybe also. We're harassing her. She makes it can leave absence because she keeps showing the Kaddish words. She's been people to stop the accusations with normal life. In every article you find, the jealousy involved here independently verifies she is not a mom. So it's Beatrice Watts. Beatrice Watts. That should be you. I assume secretary. I mean, I know it was secretary at some point. But how do we get a picture of you? Because it was like they eliminated the company's lawyers, but the company's lawyers are Ruby Spratt, and we do not trust Ruby Spratt. Who is Ruby Spratt? That's like obviously not a real name, right? Did I ever look her up in like all the articles? Just anonymous? I think this is like the most I've thought about the game. Like this stream. Compared to any other streams, I'm thinking so many things right now. That's not surprising. Oh, I need to zoom in. The Herald, doubt it. Miami Mercury, definitely not. Modern Music Monthly, definitely not. News Time. Holding a picture of my daughter during the... Oh yeah, I have that one already. Pico T. Whoa. So this is the other footage. When avoided shortly after the announcement that Jane Doe Roottrees was not a Roottrees, Pico T exposed personal details about the story of Anonymous under the headline Anonymous and the Anonicon. They said Anonymous worked as a manager at a department store in North Carolina, and her daughter's name is Courtney May. They also said that the woman that vouched for her famous currency they didn't identify news time, perhaps to avoid it being sued, is named Corinne S. Yeah, Corinne Schwartz, yeah. And that she had filed bankruptcy. The article speculates that Anonymous and Corinne were in it together, and even speculates that they might have been lovers. Picity is not a credible publication. The information wasn't particularly actionable. Very few people seem to notice or care. But it is useful. Because Courtney May. Courtney May Watts. Well, they have a husband. Or they were a spouse. Corinne Schwartz. But Courtney May Watts. Oh, I'm so glad that appeared. There was no other way I was going to get her. I saw unobscure Beatrice. Okay, Courtney May has a simple website with black text and a white background with a few images. From the view counter, you can tell you're one of the only few hundred people who's ever visited. She's not shy about claiming she is Jane Doe Roottrees. As proof, she has put as an unobscured cover from the time she was featured on News Time, as well as a different picture of herself that appears to be a wedding photo. The website seems to be created in defense of her mother, who has been the target of public scrutiny. Under the headline, The True Story of Jane Doe Roottrees, courtesy of Courtney May Newton, formerly Watts. Courtney May writes, everyone has everything wrong. My mum approached the Roottrees before 5Piece was ever on the common news time. Nobody at the Roottrees company took us seriously. They only listened to us after we appeared on TV and in magazines. The site has a scan letter from Ruby League Group to Courtney May's mother, Beatrice, in very polite terms. It seems to accuse her of exploiting their name and orders her to leave the Roottrees alone. It's dated from a few weeks before the 5Piece article appeared in News Time, and it seems legitimate. Courtney May also discusses her mother's magazine feature in more detail. Do you know how difficult it was to convince anyone to tell our story? My mum didn't want to show her face because everyone in the media we approached assumed she was lying because her story was just like 5B's. But my mum's story was the first. Mum was advised by Ryan and Cork. To tell Newstime that seeing 5B's on the cover was what inspired her to go public. That's the only way Newstime would agree to it and help her get on TV, but it's not true. Our story was first. Courtney's defense continues, but much of it seems repetitive and useless. Towards the end of the page, she does a DNA test and defends her mother's character. My mum is amazing. She's the nicest woman in the world. She has diabetes and works at a department store, but still managed to help pay for my apartment in the big city so that I could stay with my high school sweetheart. I got a degree in nursing, so I learned about DNA in college, but I'm beginning to think it's all a lie. Mum is 100% confident that there's nobody else who could be the father. Either they did the test wrong or the DNA is complete BS. She is not a liar. Really blurry picture. Courtney May and Danny. Seems to be a benefit of hers. Daniel. Newton. Daniel Newton. Okay. So for the news time, it's Jane Doe Rich and as well that you find at Courtney May Watt's website. So your job is, well, you own a department, work at a department store? It's probably just retail was one of the jobs, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to assume that. Retail. And then you said you were working as a nurse, potentially? I still need one bullet, potentially. But I think that's everything. Like, we were going with the assumption that all these are the actual true ones, but now it's like, well, which ones are true? It's so cool. I should look up maybe Ryan and Cork. I just sort of stopped there. Haha, DNA.pdf. Ooh, Ryan Cork is an unremarkable law firm based in North Carolina named after its senior partners Winston Ryan and Gregory Cork. The firm mostly handles local cases and recently represented Anonymous. Their website has a section about the case, including a scan of the DNA test results that proved Jane Doe Roottrees was not a Roottrie. That's... I don't know if that's meaningful, right? Because it's... the DNA's wrong, potentially. This was after... Adrian... just says there's virtually no chance that Anonymous' daughter, Courtney May, was a Roottrie. It listed that DNA from Jane Doe was tested against the DNA of Bonnie Kellogg. Bonnie Kellogg Clayton, Ryan and Cork, who were representing Anonymous, confirmed the sample they sent to Roottrie was definitely Courtney May's hair. The test from a company called DNA Teco. and a doctor circled the results and signed the paper. DNA Dinatico is a DNA testing company. DNA testing is a relatively new phenomenon that scientific analyses to prove a possible family relationship between two people is fairly cutting edge. The method by which they test samples has only become standard in the last decade as of the early 1990s. According to their site, DNA that proved field effects was a root tree, and even use it as an example of how the DNA test works. The user provides some information about their process. Whenever they take a sample of a person, they put the name of the person on the test according to their legal ID, which is why it says David instead of Felix, because Guy Hudson is dead and there was no known DNA source for Guy. They tested Felix versus a sample sent from the Roottrees. It's listed as Jane Doe because it wasn't collected in person, but the Rootree company let them know it's from Bernie Kellogg. So it's a paternal aunt test. The left and right sets of the numbers are essentially signatures that perfectly match the DNA of the two people in question and nobody else. And the way the test works is if samples and signatures are shared, then it's very likely the two people are related. So like how DNA Deco is a legitimate company, they don't seem to have any reason to create fake results that are hide the truth, but the Roottrees do. One of the websites famous says that they received sites as the night that's the David Fellows related to his legend aunt, who's listed as Jane Doe. So long as he can have DNA as neutral to identify, there's been plenty of respectable companies. That's the same signature. It's too blurry for me to really see anything. Why does it say Bonnie Kellogg? It's just saying Jane Doe. Why does it say Jane Doe and Bonnie Kellogg? It shouldn't say Bonnie Kellogg. This is the only thing that's against this, which makes me think it's true, because maybe I put a question. I'm really unsure when to put a question mark. I think it might be true, but there's no way of me knowing. They said Beth, which doesn't confirm anything. It could be Beth's, right? But it could. Even Frank didn't know about Beth's. He had no idea. Oh, hi Dark. Sorry if I wasn't reading chat for a second there. There's the only especially because we don't trust Ruby Spratt, who provided the Rootree DNA. Like she made them provide it. We have no idea. Okay, now time to do the twins. The only source for why we distrust these people as being Roottrees, I know you're probably not looking at screen, but the only reason for why we distrust these people as being Roottrees is the DNA test. But we just found out that the DNA tests are not really going to be reliable because the person who's getting the DNA is tampering with it. Oh, I was about to say Nappy's alive, but oh, thank you for the raid. I do not have a raid alert set up because that's the first raid. Hi Six, hi Naff, hi anyone else who came with the raid. Hi Pogasus. Wait, were you just playing Repo, or were you about to play Repo? I think we're really close to finishing the game. We're like 4 people away, technically. 4 question marks away. Oh, it's really hot here as well. It's every day it's been hitting like 35°C. Well, we're close, but K isn't, because K isn't allowed to be close. We don't even get them a chair. Hi Panda, hi Tutter. Oh, sorry, I mean Titter. Sorry, I mean Tootler. Sorry, I mean Tiddles. Sorry, I mean Tinkles. Sorry, I mean Tickles. I these ones should be easy. There's only 3 pieces I've got to consider. Let's find the date of their birth. Company records. We are looking for Susan Ford. Huh? Oh no, we're looking for this. We're looking for Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum. They're donating. Cancelled after 5 months. Oh. Cancelled after 5 months because this is when Guy Hudson stopped. Yeah. The plan we're got in the right place to place mine. We're going to first, but yes. Okay, shut pieces down for a while and acquire cereal. Nav, can you move the PC? Would that be too hard? Because you might want to move it to a like colder room. I don't know if you've got like it plugged in like multiple ways. It might be too difficult. I think these are right because they were being paid. And they're definitely on the same time because they're twins. Yeah. I mean, it should just cool down if you're off for a while anyway, but I don't want it making your room uncomfortably hot as well. Like, maybe open a door or window if you could. I think this must be this. So it's just Ron and Rob. Ron and Robbie. Right? Yeah, these are the only unconfirmed ones now. This is gonna be... This could be the hardest part, because I've only got 2 out of 12, because I don't know if it carried over some of the things... Well, it wouldn't have carried over the other things I looked at before. And I don't know if it would have given me any. Oh yeah, I forgot your PC is tiny. Why don't you put it in the toilet? Because that way it'll cool down and you can play it while you're down there, while you're in the toilet. So I guess I'm gonna have to go from one thing to the other here. Maybe I should just search. Like, maybe I should just search it, right? I should just search their names, Ron and Robbie Roottrees. Ron was announced as president. I'm not going to read all this. I've already read all this, basically. Nath, it's one of the original 151. If you want to catch it, I know you have it blocked, but I thought I'd tell you. I thought I'd feed your addiction to the game. Friends been out so confused for assault. Really? I do not remember this. I guess I haven't looked this up. His embezzlement and arrest were partially featured in 6 pieces of Robbie's. Oh, yeah. Was a key piece of Sam's favour. And ever since become much more publicly infamous, he has not yet returned to the United States, but when journalists reached out to him recently after the death of his mother, he had issued a blanket statement a few years ago. The death of my mother was hard on our family. My brother and I, after spending time together caring for her and mourning, have finally made amends. It was a highly transformative few weeks when it came to our relationship. I'm in recovery from addiction, and a major aspect of the process is that I wish to stay private. If you have doubles of a Pokemon, you can actually sell them. Well, you can sell any Pokemon in the widget. You can also Wonder Trade them, which gives you a random one back. Because my Twitch mobile is weird, it only it says Special deleted Cable Rousey's message, but it only shows the first message I deleted today. So every time it just says Villainous Girl Balls Kitheth. I've never caught any Pokemon with the Pokemon Community game. I just collect money. Like, I've never bought anything. So right now I currently have 109,107 because I've not spent any of it. I've not caught anything. I've only Wonder Traded my star a few times. I just traded it for an Exeggutor. I'm mostly just waiting until I get a Lurantis that way. That's all I care about. My chance for this since I've spare. There's so much to look up right now. I don't want to guess. That's not part of the game. I don't want to do that. But it's just like it's hard to just look this all up again. Obviously, one of them was with. Well, they might have both been with Weibo. I actually forgot I put that there. Yeah, if you break any rule, all 3 of those things happened. You will get bonked, banned, and blunderbussed. Oh wait. I have no idea even how to pronounce that, because I want Pimo to pronounce that. Can we get Pimo in here? I trust his Irish pronunciation. I think I can technically make people VIPs. Like, from my first stream, I had all the requirements, technically. I don't know who I would make VIP. Like, I don't really like the VIP thing much. At least not in, like, just giving it to people. It seems strange. If I... Probably retreat. Panda, I'll give you VIP. I think that should work. Should have worked. Yeah. Yo, Panda, that's a big V IP. Show older. Brother Trouble. Yeah. I'll look up Tony Mark Sheridan, why not? Just look up lots of things. TMS? It's been news for addiction both before and after death of his wife Raina. So we have since then, however, has been public 3 times and have been doing better. And appeared in numerous in the last 8 months and has barely appeared anywhere out of note. Ah. Panda, if marriage wasn't awful and terrible, I would marry you. This is so, like, how do I check all this? It's so many things. They have all the smoking things, same ones though, probably, right? Have I just searched Gwyn yet? Grimwich was somewhat an actress who active in the 1950s. Her biggest role was in the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She died in Paris, France about 3 weeks ago. After leaving Hollywood, she made no effort to stay in the limelight, and most obituaries tend to focus on her largest role, Guys Like Us. Nath, you had a quiche at some point. I don't know if that's your breakfast. I just don't know what time you count as breakfast. She's done a Paris for 3 weeks ago after leaving Hollywood. She made it Not much is known about her death except it was out that she died peacefully in her sleep while being treated for a sudden severe case of pneumonia. Pneumonia? Pneumonia? Before that, she had apparently been in relatively good health. According to her friends and family in Paris, she was 67. Mods, can we ban K for pinning things? Kay's not actually allowed to pin things because she has to be in the chair. I wish Twitch had like reactions, so I could see Kay accidentally heart react like 5 messages and delete all of them at the same time. Because that's a typical Kay move. I need to look up guys like. Oh, more. Okay. So she's got the hair shot on post participant, starring Gwyn Ritchie, Leslie Florence, and Harrison Lane. These for the first time on her video, just to Richard Miller. At the time it took to manufacture and ship VHS copies to guys when they missed the height of the craze, which only lasted a few weeks. Even so, it did some modestly well, and there have been talks of a remake. Leslie Florence is the actress. Before Guys, she was in and her performance in Guys was generally thought was quite good, so you consider she was got second billing to Gwyn. Even with this success and acclaim, she retired from Hollywood almost immediately after her co-starring role. Not much was known about her until recently, when Guys Like Us was re-released right at the tail end of Roottrees Mania. Recently, as part of the myriad of articles and research people have done into the surrounding of the Roottrees, came out that she died of a genetic disease known as Huntington's in the late 1960s. Harrison Lane. Nothing good. Why is it keep? I lowered the odds. I lowered the odds of the Firebot thing, and it keeps doing it more. I mean, I know 6. You have you have the redeem that punishes me in your stream. I should have it here for you. Although I didn't. Wait, Kay, have you had one of the ones that's the You haven't had one of the pre-written messages yet. It's just taking your messages and repeating them. Wild Will Williams. I should look him up again. Wild Will Williams, an actor known for his role in Fortune Favours the Grave, did not make an appearance at Gwyn Ritchie's funeral because of his absence. There were rumours online that he must have already died, but according to a report, they tracked down he's in his 70s, lives in Paris, and still in perfectly fine health. He even went on record saying, I think it was Mark Twain who said, the rumours on my death have been greatly exaggerated. That seems appropriate today. The few weeks I spent with Gwyn were just one stop along the very long and complicated journey that has been my life career. The last time we spoke was when I signed the divorce papers. She asked me never to contact her or the kids again. I've always respected those wishes. They never reached out to me either, so even as adults. So I have to assume that they have no idea why she hated me so much and the sacrifices she made on my behalf. I wish them all well, and I'm sorry for their loss, but we've all been strangers for 40 years, so I can confidently say that they wouldn't have wanted me to be there. In fact, I'm confident my presence would have ruined it. We've all been strangers for 40 years. I think every time I hear the audio clip I dislike it, but I do like I dislike hearing it, but I like that I did do it. Strangers for 40 years. And this was after her death. In his 70s, right? Okay. Oh, should I look? I haven't looked up like the remake. I don't know if it would appear. Guys Like Us remake has been discussed a few times on the website called Movie News, and the logo is a cow and a film canister. Moon. I can't do the moon thing. I don't know. I like it. I don't think I'd want to change it. Okay, I actually I have drawn the first 151 at some point, but I think I drew it like traditionally, so I probably don't even have it anymore. For movie news, logos are Cameron. The room cast is Cameron Diaz, and they're all originated by. Is that a real person? I don't. Linda Fiorentino and Chris O'Donnell. According to leaked news, the remake is on indefinite hiatus due to its director, who is speculated to be Ron Roottrees, dropping out in the wake of a serious medical issue. But that's only a rumour. Huh. Okay. That's just that. There's so many things here. Oh, I should look you up. It's knee at the end and apostrophe, right? No, a hyphen rather. Comedian Penelope Tessa Green was part of a recent fundraiser at the Reno comedy club The Laugh Lounge about a month ago. Oh, I saw that before. The fundraiser was called The Best Medicine. Because Ronnie, I was able to find a cure for Huntington's. Oh, it came up again. According to the website release statement. Up until recently, I didn't know anything about Huntington's. In the last few months, I've gone from knowing nothing about it to learning more than any one person should ever have to. Until less than a decade ago, it was impossible to predict if someone susceptible to Huntington's disease, but due to advances in medicine, tests have been developed. Hopefully, this increased awareness is the first step to finding a cure. Please join me for a night of comedy for a good cause. Wait. The most regularly cause memory issues and uncontrollable movements in the limbs. After symptom onset, somewhere between age 30 and 50. Those affected by Huntington's typically live for another 15 to 18 years. As their symptoms worsen, there is no cure. Huntington's disease is passed genetically from parent to child. The gene that Bill went with her. So one of them's Gwyn's child, one of them's Bill's, or they're both Bill's, like both the other actress. But it was Ronnie, right? So when the parents see the 50 chance the child will get it. Huntington's cannot be passed on recessively, meaning it cannot skip a generation. Otherwise, if someone has a mother or father with Huntington's, they sometimes did not receive it from that parent, their children and their grandchildren and so on will also never have it. Until the early 1990s, it was possible to test for Huntington's. Instead, symptoms would usually appear later in life. This would often be after the person affected already had children. It would then be impossible to know if the children had it, as it was a 50-50 chance. In 1993, due to determining which gene causes Huntington's, it did become possible to test for children for it and know if the disease was passed on or not. For a variety of complex reasons, however, children are not considered unable to consent to such a test and therefore very rarely tested unless they show early symptoms. Just this again. Probably just leave me back here then. Yeah. But I think I've realised it. Leslie Florence was the other mother to one of these, who is Ronnie, right? Because, where did I get it? It's the same. I got it from somewhere, right? Pneumonia. She apparently in relatively good health. She didn't have it. She didn't have Huntington's. She was 67. That's after 50. She probably didn't have it. Wait, so which one was... It was Ronnie, right? In addition, a major aspect of the process which to stay private. I'm trying to find where I found that. Due to his director, who is expected to be wrong, developing the weight to his medical issue. And Ron isn't the Roottrees, but Robert is. Even though Ron tried kicking Robert out of the Clancy Trust. I'm gonna check Frank Williams again. I'm missing. I don't like this here. But Nocturne has gone live, so I might just end it and hope I got it right. I think I've got everything optional as well. Was that the first time I could put another image even when I had someone there? I think that must have been the first one. The only time you could do that. I mean, I don't get why you can't just do that anyway. Okay, yeah. I think I'm done. I'm ready. Wait. Did I knock the mother? Did I get that wrong? Oh, I did. Okay.
Beatrice and Courtney May. Clark, can you swing another test against Bonnie's DNA?
I've done it. I've done the game. And this is it.
This time I'll be sure to have them verify both samples in person.
Oh, okay.
Using the family tree you filled out, as well as DNA tests, we were able to uncover the truth behind all the inconsistencies. Clark's handling the business, but I've come to thank you and fill you in on everything we've learned. Buckle up, because it's been one heck of a week.
This was amazing. I don't even know if I've got everything right yet.
Actually, that's an understatement. It's not every week you discover your family company is being sabotaged by someone they trusted.
Ron, right?
But that's the kind of time we've been having.
Oh yeah, God,
Like
yeah.
I said, buckle up.
I mean, Ron's
Maybe
also
grab some popcorn. We'll start with Guy Hudson. Guy had a frankly ridiculous number of potential children. What shocked me is how many graduated from potential to confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, there was only it's only David Fellows who wasn't actual, right? And this guy wasn't actual, but these were.
We can even prove he was aware of them. The smoking gun
Yeah.
is how he used company money to pay
The new
off foreign
flavours.
women. He hid it with a method inspired by his idol, Elias. 5-piece flavors. The
Yeah.
flavors he was paying to research were a ruse. He developed flavors based on the initials of the women he was paying. Which was
Yeah.
really stupid, considering one of their names
Yeah.
started with X.
I like that as a hint, but it makes like no sense in the story, really.
Let's start with Christine. Guy was paying her under the name Caviar, but there were some other clues. James was born 9 months after Zach's party.
I don't think I picked up on that. Oh, also, Kate, if you're listening to this, you probably shouldn't, because this is the end of the game and it's like summarizing everything. Like in the second part.
Christine was there with Guy, and when she got pregnant, she panicked. Steve stepped up. He even turned it into one of his recipe stories. Not all of Guy's affairs led to offspring. He may have slept with Robin Martin, but she didn't have children, so we'll never know.
Yeah, I didn't know about Robin. Yeah, so I guess she just didn't I just should have looked up her name. There were so many things I missed, but it was like, I got what I needed to get.
Also, not every child of Guy's affair partners were his. Robert Garland was born after his parents had already moved to Boston.
Okay, yeah, I got that correct, I think.
Skipping Beatrice for now. Up next is Lang Xin-yu. When Guy showed up in China, she was into America. And Americans. Dare I say redheads, even?
Oh, I guess these people are redheads. I guess Robert Redford is a redhead.
When she got pregnant, her father paid key genes to fake IVF.
I didn't
They
look this up,
claimed her
but
sister
I
was
knew it must have been
unable to
true.
conceive.
There was another person.
But her sister and Jerry had their own son, Mark.
Oh. Gotcha. I mean, it made sense that she was related. Why would you make up the IVF thing, right? Unless you were trying to hide something.
Sonia Alves was soon after. Nia was married at a very young age to a much older husband.
Yeah.
She resented him. I don't blame her. They allegedly spent no time together in private. Guy was in Brazil during Christmas 1979. It's the only Christmas not in the records. Flavio was born 9 months later, and like the others, Guy started paying Sonia.
I didn't even look at that. I just knew he started paying for it, so
Last
yeah.
was Susan Ford, hired to translate for Guy's overseas trips. It's easy
Oh,
to
I
read into Guy's
forgot that.
donation to her school, but there's no definitive proof there. She and Guy were witnessed together near the end of his life. Susan's husband was convinced he couldn't be the father of her daughters. Guy, though, paid double.
The
The
price of
price of
twins.
twins.
I should have seen that, but I got it right.
So, what about 5 Ps? Felix Fellow's mother, Joanna, doesn't have a 5 pieces flavor. On top of that, his
Yeah.
story doesn't really add up.
Picked up on that flavour not matching. It was so confusing, but I thought it was like a way he could hide like his trips to the mistresses, but she just wasn't like she just had one. Like it made no sense. I was like, it could have been caviar, but nothing made sense with Joanna.
His mother already left the company by the time Guy became president, and his lyrics indicate he was born sometime around 1975.
Yep. 17 magazines. I don't remember, but the
Alone,
one song.
that wouldn't necessarily prove it. But there are some suspicious connections between Felix and the company's current lawyer, Ruby Spratt.
Yeah.
They both grew up in Portland, in
Yep.
foster
In foster
care,
care.
and according to the local paper, they definitely knew one another.
I remember that.
Ruby was
I
the
knew
one
they.
who approached the Roottrees to begin with. It was all a setup.
Yeah, I knew they were both came up in Portland. I knew they both came out of foster family. I didn't know that. I don't remember them being like knowing each other, but it does seem very suspicious.
Ruby and Felix saw my book's challenge to the Clancet Trust as an opportunity. His mother really had worked for Roottree, and Ruby was a respected lawyer.
I mean, it still helped. It brought up Roottreemania, like it started it, kinda. Like it brought so much focus to it. So many people worked out they were Roottrees. This entire thing was because of Felix Fellows or David Fellows.
She exploited my family's greed, worked her way into control of the trust, and ensured Felix got a piece. But if you look at the 2 DNA tests that Ruby handled, they were both supposedly tested against Bonnie Hudson.
But one was.
But the 2 signatures that
Yeah.
should both represent Bonnie don't match. After Clark and I confronted her, Ruby lawyered up.
Okay.
Ironic, I know.
Because, yeah, it should have been Jane Doe.
We suspect Ruby had Donatico test Felix against his own mother's DNA. He had a hairbrush of hers. They sent the female sample in remotely.
Oh. A hairbrush she always used. Oh.
On the second test, Bonnie's sample was tested locally, but Courtney May's was not. Ruby's been throwing away samples. We think she sent her own hair instead of Courtney May's, but it could have been anyone's.
Gotcha.
Ruby and Felix were in cahoots. As for why, they were both advocates of wealth redistribution.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow.
A noble effort. But once they controlled the family fortune, they became just as greedy as the worst members of my family. The money corrupted them. They were so eager to personally wield the wealth for their own cause that they sabotaged any other claims.
Oh. That makes so much sense now. But I got it right.
That finally brings us to Anonymom, aka
I'm not being
Beatrice
running.
Watts. Her tales of Guy's parties and payoffs were true. She even approached Ruby before 5Ps was on news time.
And then Ruby took the story. Wow.
Ruby used Beatrice's truths to make Felix's lies feel real, then ruined the DNA test so that Beatrice looked phony in the public court of opinion.
Ruby is awful.
I feel worst for her in all of this.
Yeah. Because, like, she came up publicly to, to Ruby as a lawyer, and she just completely ruined her case and stole it and made it a whole big, massive media thing.
While Ruby and Felix stole the show, there were some other potential new family members as well. Miracle Roottrie was less of an open and shut case. That said, it's very likely he had a son with Mary Beth Clementine.
But only
not
one.
Stuart. Mary Beth
Yeah.
adopted him before she ever set foot in Butler County.
Yeah. That makes sense timeline-wise.
That leaves Mark. The timeline fits.
Yeah.
He showed up about 9 months after Mary Beth visited Miracle, and the basket baby story is a bit too convenient.
Yeah.
If that's not enough on its own, he was also bailed out by the sister
Of
of
Edith Roottrees.
Roottrees, Miracle
Yep.
Jr.'s wife, after she changed her name to win that silly contest.
Yeah. Like, that, I thought that was so weird. Lucinda, what was her last name? Lucinda, I forgot her last name. Lucinda Jacobson. It's so weird that she did that. Like, I picked up on that at the time of discovering it, and I find it so confusing.
Our best guess is that Mark was told by his mother whose son he was, and used that fact to put some pressure on Miracle Jr.
Oh.
We have no real proof of that, but nothing else really makes sense for why they'd be connected in that way.
I mean, I kind of just assumed, Miracle knew. Like, Miracle knew originally and told Miracle Jr., which then found its way to Edith Jacobson, and therefore Lucinda.
Elias's affair was the most ambiguous. Gwyneth was able to coerce Elias to do things he wouldn't have otherwise done, like pressure to include me in the family. My
But
son
I don't know if I got
even
this right.
mentioned them arguing about someone named Beth.
Yeah. But it was Bess.
Combined with Gwyneth's lisp, it's possible the name was actually Bess.
Oh. Wow.
Unfortunately, all we know about Bess Williams is that she wrote his book and died not long after, leaving her only son an orphan. The timeline fits with Wildcat, but there's no record if she had any other
Yeah.
relationship. Honestly, I wouldn't say we had enough evidence either way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Elias cheated. Of course, I'm a bit biased. Regardless, we haven't gotten in touch with any of the Williams clan yet.
I definitely think he probably is related. Elias definitely cheated. He had so much power and so much money from the farm that he married in, and then the entire thing with Gwyneth allowing Sam in, because they had leverage. Gwyneth had leverage on Elias. I was going to put a tick, but I guess we just don't know, so I did put a question mark.
That means we haven't been able to do a DNA test. As Clark mentioned, from here on out, all of our DNA tests will be in person for both parties.
I mean, I guess you can connect him to any root tree, but it would be so... Like, well, I guess you connected to... You even connected to Sam? Because you'd have to go with that line. They're like the highest up. You could use Miracle, actually. But Miracle probably wouldn't agree.
Lastly, we have a bit of a curveball. Ron Roottree isn't related to us by
Okay.
blood.
Yeah.
Gwyn was definitely pregnant, so it's likely Robbie is.
Okay.
When Ron and Robbie went to visit their mother at the end of her life, something changed. Additionally, there have been a few rumors circling around Ron. RR Productions canceled
Yeah.
the Guys Like Us remake due to the director's
Gwyn told
illness.
Ron, which means they settled their thing because they realised Ron was trying to kick out Robbie, but Ron wasn't a real root tree. Robbie was.
At the same time, Ron's wife Penelope began doing benefits for Huntington's disease, stating that she had become familiar with it. Huntington's is the same disease that Gwyn's former co-star
Yeah.
Leslie Florence had. It's passed from parent to child. It can't skip a generation.
And Gwyn didn't have it. So Wild Bill slept with Leslie Florence.
Because Gwyn and Wild Bill didn't have Huntington's, and Ron seems to, it's impossible Gwyn was his mother. I recently confirmed all this with Ron.
I guess we don't know. Wild Bill might not be Ron's father, but it makes sense at the time. It could have been Harrison, right? But why would they give their child to Gwyn?
At the end of her life, Gwyn told Ron the story. Leslie and Bill had an affair the same year Leslie learned she had Huntington's. Leslie got pregnant.
Oh. Whoa. So many things connect back into this. So many like useless things from the first thing connect back into this. It's so interesting.
Leslie wasn't likely to survive to see her child grow up. And even if she did, she didn't want to be a burden. She begged Gwyn and Wild Bill to adopt her child.
That's really sad.
Gwyn did. Mere weeks after she found out she was having her own son, she also took in Ron. Wild Bill was a problem. Unreliable and a serial adulterer. Gwyn divorced him and never saw him again. Gwyn had already told Starlet she was pregnant, so it never really made waves when people saw her with a child in Paris.
Oh. Maybe... Is that why she was so distant for most of her life? Like, she was so preoccupied with being a mother and this whole situation that she just didn't connect back to the family.
There was gossip during her divorce when she was discovered to be pregnant again. In actuality, it was the final months of her only pregnancy.
Oh.
To lay low, she stayed in Paris long enough that even her own family never had reason to
Yeah.
question the timeline.
She never went back to the family.
It's one heck of a story, and frankly, nobody could be expected to piece the timeline together. Not with what few mentions of Gwyn's past have survived. But the Huntingtons itself? That's proof.
That is what sold it. I was like, they brought up Huntington's twice. It was so strange they did that. It was the nail in the coffin, really.
Ron suing Robbie to remove him from the Clancid Trust was a huge moment in my story, and a major catalyst for this entire investigation.
Yeah, but it turns out that Ron, wasn't and Robbie was.
Finding out that it's been pretty much backwards this whole time has been a bit surreal.
It's very cool.
So that's where we're at. Looking over the information you sent us was invaluable. You got everything absolutely correct.
Let's
Why did we even
go.
bother hiring a team? You figured it all out solo.
This game was
All
amazing.
this information, this entire story, it's a lot, in more ways than one. Some of it has the potential to destroy marriages and ruin relationships. We're handling it all very, very carefully, but we couldn't have gotten here without you. And with that, I guess our tale has finally, truly come to an end. What a strange one it was. No words can express how grateful I am to you for untangling this mess.
If you can hear me right now, I think it's just gonna wrap up right now and then maybe credits.
Honestly, I've had enough.
But I
of
think
my
you can
family's
probably unmute now,
eccentricities and scandals
potentially.
for one lifetime. I imagine you have as well. And if not, well, there's always Elias's and Gwyneth's brothers and sisters.
Is that sequel bait?
Attention, attention, Roottrees.
Okay, yeah.
This
You can
is
come back now.
Coming at you from the real world. You know, the place you ain't ever lived in.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Root of all your
Man,
problems.
y'all are hypocrites, sitting back in your massive estates, built from the cash that your ancestors gave you, acting like you somehow deserve it, based on your family's creations. Yo, but look at here, sonny, don't you come for our money, or you might burn bright in hellfire someday, like that Madsen chick, and her two dads. My pappy's Clancid Trust should keep you away. Yo, it's disturbing, catching a sermon from a geezer who's never known hurt, but blurts out these claims that somehow we're sinners, cause we didn't earn it. When all of your worth it came free with your name, you expect me to treat your lectures on greed as some expert creed from he without blame. How about instead, I turn my other cheeks and spread them. When you give me a kiss, you'll know just where to aim.
You say money is the root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars dollars, the root of all evil. Just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. So once more with passion, tell this poor tragic orphan how your mansions and Porsches are actually horrible.
How I'm better off penniless, grasping for morsels. How wanting my share,
That's actually extortion. With your candy ass name, synonymous with sweets. Oh, you wanna call me classless? I'm gangster from Portland, but I play that game. I came up on the streets. The only streets you reppin' are Park Place and Boardwalk. Hypocrisy, monopoly is toppling. When I knock, have G's.
top off my pockets, please.
Cause the same God that got to steal my mom from me is what he wants, right? For you to live in poverty. And if you're suddenly not eager to unhand that fortune, that's unfortunate. I guess I'm gonna have to take my portion, and I'll do it all legally. Class action, courtrooms, decorum. I'm way past your fancy ass dormant.
You say money is a root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Bring the choir in.
You say money is a root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Yeah.
You say money is a root of all your problems. Let me take those problems away.
Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons for the needle. Whoever calls dollars the root of all evil, just trying to make small pursuits of real people. You silver spoon feeds you the world's purest treacle, while real world folks burning spoons.
Kay, I just realised you gifted me a sub to yourself. Thank you. And now I can do the blush emote in chat. Well, now Splishbot can do the blush emotes. The next game is probably Banjo. Because I have the whole Banjo scene ready and stuff. This game was amazing. This was super fun. So much of this was really cool. Is this screen just black now? Okay, there we go. It was so many cool stuff, especially the second mode. Such that the second mode references the first mode. Random throwaway information in the first mode is so important in the second mode. It's so cool. And the fact that there's 3 pieces of music just for there's 3 pieces of music, there's entire books, there's 2 diaries, so much stuff. It's such a cool story with such cool characters. You actually understand the characters and their motivations, even if you only read about them for 2 pages. I want to play more games like this. I want to eventually play Obra and Her Story was another game the developer was inspired by. So I want to play those at some point. I know the general premise of both of those games, but they look really cool. I really want to play Her Story at some point, but I also really want to play Obra. Her Story seems cooler to me, story-wise, but Obra seems cooler to me stylistically-wise. I seen was it Moon play Obra. I didn't see much of the story, nor would I remember it, but they did go through it quite quickly compared to how long I've gone through this game. I think this was 8 streams, 4 streams to the main game, 4 streams to the second game, and it was so cool. I can't overstate how cool this game is, I just love it. But, I will end stream now. I hope everyone's had a good time. Don't forget to hydrate. I haven't hydrated in a bit. Don't forget to stretch. Do some wrist stretches if you've been on your computer all day and doing stuff. I think we were ready to Nocturne is live. They're doing art. So that's going to be lovely. Yeah. We still don't have a raid message, but... I hope everyone's had a wonderful day. Thank you for chatting. Who else? Thank you, Naf, for raiding. Thank you. I'm trying to remember who was here. Tata Panda, Naf, 6, K, Dark. I hope I'm not forgetting someone. I think that's everyone that's here. I definitely could be forgetting someone. But thank you, everyone. If I miss you, still thank you. Sorry for missing your name. Bye.